Namaste, beautiful yogis. Welcome to an intermediate to advanced Vinyasa yoga flow. Let's come to the front end of our mats. Feet hip width apart. Inhale your hands all the way over your head. Extend the tailbone down. Pressing the palms of the hands together, hands over the heart. Nice deep inhalations, followed by complete exhalations. Bringing the attention to your breath, observing the breath coming in and out, allowing yourself to stay still and present, aware of this moment. And let's inhale the hands all the way over the head. Look up. Let your feet sink into your mat. Exhale, dive forward. Hands on the shin bones or on the floor. And let's bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Keep the right hand on the floor. Left arm reaches all the way up, hands are reaching away from each other, lengthen through the crown of your head. And you can extend your top hand forward. Switch sides, left hand on the floor, left knee bends, right arm reaches all the way up and forward over your head. And release your hands on the floor. Bend your knees, round your back and slowly roll up to standing. Inhale your hands all the way over the head. And let's shift the weight onto the right leg and go into Warrior Three. Left leg behind you. Flex the foot, press the heel away from you, hands over the heart. Hips are level, bending the right knee, step all the way back into high lunge. Inhale your hands over the head. And let's reach with the right hand forward. Grab your left knee stepping forward. Open the left arm behind you, twist and look behind you. Starting off with balances today. Breathe. Hands over the heart, shifting back into Warrior Three. Hips are level with the floor, bending the right knee, step back, high lunge. Reaching over the head. And one more time. Bring your knee, left knee into the right hand and look back. Twist. Be patient. Slowly looking forward, hands over the heart, Warrior Three. Step back, high lunge, reach over your head. Extend the tailbone down. One more time, knee, left knee into the right hand. Open the left arm behind you, twist. Look back. And let's look forward. Bring your hands around your knee. You can draw a few circles with your toes here. Warming up the ankles. And shift sides. Left foot on the floor, standing on the left leg, Warrior Three. Right leg behind you. Bend the left knee, step back. High lunge, reaching over the head. Extending the tailbone down. Mild back extension here. Press the back heel away from you. Reach with your left hand forward and bring your right knee to your left hand. Twist, look behind you. Hands over the heart, Warrior Three. Step back, high lunge. Reaching over the head, press the back heel away from you. Extend the tailbone down. Left hand reaches in front of you, right knee to the left hand, twist and look behind you. Keep your center, keep your awareness of your central axis. The core is engaged, extending the tailbone down. Work with the alignment of your feet. Hands over the heart, Warrior Three. Flex the foot, press the heel away from you. All 5 toes are extended down. Step back, high lunge. Reach over your head. Left arm reaches in front of you. Right knee into the left arm. Twist and look back. Relax your shoulders. Keep the back wide. Look ahead of you. You can draw a few circles with your toes, ankle rolls. Keep extending your tailbone down, connecting with your core here. Core connection is essential in balancing. Great, step it back down. Inhale your hands all the way over your head. Chair pose. Sit as far back as you can. Press into all 4 corners of each foot. Hands on the floor. Spread the fingers wide open. And jump back into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bring your chin parallel to the floor. Look over your right shoulder, keeping the chin parallel to the floor. And over to the left side, as far as it would go without forcing it or misaligning. And back to Chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Lifting the tailbone as high as you can here. Breathe into your hamstrings, lowering softly and gently, lowering the heels down towards the floor. Pull the belly in. Inhale the right leg up. Open the right hip on top of the left. And you can bend the right knee and allow the right foot to drop behind you. We're gonna draw a few circles in plank and all the way back into a hip opener. Let's do it again. Plank, knee circle, open the hip. One more time, knee circle, engaging the core, one-legged down dog. And now square your hips, look between your hands, and bring the right knee between your elbows. Look slightly ahead of you, press the back heel away from you, pull the belly in. Inhale all the way back. And this time step your foot between your hands, come up, high lunge, right leg leading. Press the back heel away from you. Extend the tailbone down. And let's bring the left hand on the floor, right arm spins up, lengthen through the crown of your head. Feel the line between your heel and the crown of your head. Transitioning into side plank. Stacking the feet on top of each other if possible, hips on top of each other. Shoulders on top of each other. Hips lifted, inner thighs squeezing towards the midline. Extend the top hand up and over the head, palm of the hand facing down. Left shoulder exactly over the left wrist. Spread the fingers open. Bring both hands on the floor, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, tuck the tailbone under. You can rock your hips side to side here, gently rocking the hips, keeping the tailbone tucked under, keeping the shoulders open as much as possible. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Bring the left hip on top of the right hip, and you can bend your knee. Breathe into your hip, press into your hands. Keep the right heel down. You can flex your left foot, lifting the knee as high as you can. Straighten the leg, look between your hands. And let's do a knee circle in plank and all the way back. 1. Big circle. 2. Move with your body, however your body wants to move. 3. And let's square the hips. Press the back heel away from you. Flex the foot. Look between your hands and bring your knee between your elbows. Hold. Knee tuck. Pull the belly in. Press the back heel away from you. And you can go back in down dog. And prepare to step your foot between your hands. Come up, high lunge. Extending the tailbone down. And let's bring the left hand on the floor. Without putting weight onto your hand, use your legs here. Spin your chest towards your left leg. Twisting here. Keep your hips square. Left knee over your left ankle. Hands reaching away from each other, still light on your right hand. Side plank. Right hand on the floor. Keeping your shoulders away from the ears, inner thigh squeezing towards the midline. Breathe. Slight tuck in the tailbone. Reach over your head with your left hand, palm of the hand facing down to protect your shoulder. Pay attention to your right hand, right wrist under the right shoulder. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pull the belly in and up. Spread the fingers wide open, shoulders away from the ears. Lowering the heels down. Shoulders away from the ears, soften the face muscles, relax the jaw. Come onto your tippy toes, look between your hands. Lift your hips as high as you can. Belly in and jump. Chair pose. Sit as deep in your chair as you can. Come out to standing, hands over the heart. And let's bring the right knee forward, stepping on the left foot. Transition into Warrior Three, right leg behind you. Bend the left knee, high lunge. Step the right foot behind you. Hands over the heart and come up to standing. Switch sides, left knee up. Warrior Three, high lunge. Reaching up. And step it forward. And again, right knee up. Step it back. High lunge. Stepping forward. Knee up. Step it back down. Left knee up. Warrior Three, high lunge. Belly in. Open the chest. Step it forward. Step it back down. Right knee up. All the way back. High lunge. And here we're gonna reach over to the left for a stretch in the obliques. Open the arms out and twist to your left. Drop your left hand down the right leg, twisting, reaching back up, hands over the heart, knee up. And let's take the left knee up, step it all the way back into high lunge. Clasping the hands, reaching over to the right to stretch the left side of the body, and you're gonna feel it in your hip flexor and psoas. And let's open the arms out, twist over to your right. Drop the right hand down the left leg. Twist and reach as high as you can. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands on the floor. Step back into plank, lower down chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring the right hand around the left ankle. Twist, look under your left shoulder. Switch hands, spread the fingers wide open. Right hand in the center of your mat. Left hand around the right calf or ankle. And release. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. And let's bring the right knee to the right elbow. Squeezing the obliques. One more time. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Inhale back. This time, you can try to go into an arm balance and jump back into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up and bring the left knee to your left elbow. 1, extend. 2, extend the leg behind you. 3, press the back heel away from you. Lift and lengthen the leg. 4, lift. 5, and you can transition into an arm balance. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And you can exhale back in downward facing dog. Here you can bring the top of your toes on your mat in order to stretch your toes and to stretch your ankles, to stretch your feet. You can do this one foot at a time or both feet together, depending on the level of your flexibility. And release, walking in place, pressing one heel at a time down. Belly in, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale the right leg up, step the right foot between your hands, high lunge. And let's bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, hands in prayer. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Either stay here or you can clasp behind, the hands behind you. Bound. Twisting lunge. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, chest away from the thigh. Look down and step your left foot forward. Here we're gonna shift the weight onto the right leg and begin to lift the left leg behind us, either parallel to the floor, as in a variation of Warrior Three, or you can lift a little higher and step it back into bound. Twisting lunge. Great. Bring the left hand on the floor and you can roll on the outer edges of your feet here. Open the right arm up and chest up towards the ceiling. Feel your hips here. Great. Step in side plank. Reach with your right hand up and over the head. You can step your right foot behind you, wild thing. Lift your hips as high as you can. Back to side plank. Shoulders away from the ears. Alignment is crucial in plank and side plank. And back to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Press your toes down. Back to chaturanga. Exhale in downward facing dog. Pull the belly in and up. Outer edges of the feet parallel to each other. Let's take the left leg up. Step the left foot between your hands. Come up, high lunge. And let's bring the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Twisting here, hands in prayer. Pressing the back heel away from us. Either stay here or transition into bound, clasping, twisting lunge. Continue firing up the right leg here. Look down and prepare to take a step forward with your right leg, right foot. Once you're balancing on your left leg and clasping the hands behind, begin to take your right leg up, either parallel to the floor, a little higher. Here I lost my balance, so I'm gonna just come straight back to it. And I will lift again. Gazing point is key. This is what's anchoring you here, the gazing point and the breath. And step back into bound twisting lunge. Right hand on the floor. Roll onto the outer edges of your feet. Sit in your hip here. You should feel a pretty nice stretch. Open the chest up. And let's stack the hips on top of each other, side plank. Relax the shoulders. Soften your gaze. Soften your jaw. Reach up and over your head. Keep your hips exactly on top of each other. And let's step the left foot behind us. Wow thing. Open the chest. Back to side plank. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Lift the kneecaps. Back to chaturanga. Exhale in downward facing dog. And let's take the right leg up, square the hips, flex the foot, step the right foot between your hands, come up high lunge. Hands on the floor. And here I'm demonstrating, I'm gonna kick the left leg up into one-legged handstand. So this is just a demonstration, kicking with one leg up, landing, right knee leading, high lunge, hands on the floor, 3 mountain climbers, and now stepping the left foot forward, high lunge, left leg leading, hands on the floor, and again kicking up into handstand, landing in lunge, again 3 mountain climbers. So let's do it, and we're gonna land in lunge with the right leg leading. Come up lunge, hands on the floor, and jump your feet 3 times in mountain climbers, switching left knee leading here. Hands on the floor, this time we're gonna kick up the right leg and land in lunge. Come up, lunge. Hands on the floor, 3 mountain climbers, right knee forward, come up lunge. Belly in, hands on the floor, tuck the shoulder blades into your back, and let's kick up the left leg up. Landing, right leg leading, high lunge. Hands on the floor, 3 mountain climbers. Step the left foot through, come up, high lunge. Hands on the floor, kick up, right leg kicks all the way up. Landing, left knee leading, high lunge. Hands on the floor, 3 mountain climbers. Step the right foot through, come up, high lunge. Hands on the floor. Prepare for a kick up into one-legged handstand, high lunge. 3 mountain climbers. Step the left foot through, come up, high lunge. Hands on the floor, handstand. Handstand to high lunge, come up, left knee leading, hands on the floor, 3 mountain climbers. You get the drill. This is very cardiovascular. Come up, high lunge, right knee leading, hands on the floor, kick up, belly in, shoulder blades tucked in. I'm gonna give it another try. Okay, good. And come up. Hands on the floor, 3 mountain climbers. Step the left foot through, come up. High lunge. Hands on the floor. Kicking the right leg up. Landing in lunge, left knee forward, high lunge. Hands on the floor. 3 mountain climbers. Right foot steps through, come up, high lunge. Hands on the floor. We're getting tired, but that's the point. Now kick your left leg up, landing with the right knee leading, high lunge. Hands on the floor, 3 mountain climbers. Left leg forward, high lunge. Hands on the floor. Kicking up. And this is last, so you can step in Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to Chaturanga, downward facing dog. And let's inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands. And face the side of your mat here in a side stretch, side lunge. Push your knee back so it's over your ankle. So here I should have removed this, edited it out, but it's too funny. It's like a bad Charlie Chaplin movie. Sophie is not taking no as an answer. She forgot her manners. And then switch sides. It's her walk time, so she is not having it. Alright, changing sides again, and this time you're gonna reach with the opposite hand to bend knee side and switch. Keep your knees as far back as you can and continue. Next, we're gonna begin to draw figure eights as we change side lunge to side lunge. Draw big figure eights, keeping your hips as far back as you can, knees back. And now let's bring the feet in plie squat. Bring your hands over your knees and let's go side to side twist, pressing one arm into your leg and looking over the opposite shoulder. A few more of this. And here we're gonna begin to lift the toes on opposite sides, side to side twist with a toe or a heel lift. Inhale your hands over your head. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. And let's clasp the hands and bend side to side. Open the arms out. And let's come out of this. Face the front of your mat. Square your hips, straighten your legs, intense side stretch. Step back in downward dog. Step your left foot forward, intense side stretch. On the left side, square your hips and keep your heels down. You may need to bend one or both knees in this pose, it's fine. And step back in plank, belly in, heels away from you. Spread the fingers open, open the chest. Here we're gonna jump the knees in. This is demonstrated. We're keeping the back straight and the spinal curve in the lower back as we jump the knees forward and then jumping back. Continue with 20 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, belly in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can jump your feet at the front of your mat, low squat, forward bend, clasp your hands behind you and press your hands away from your back. You can look to the left and right and relax your neck. Let's bend the right knee and open the left shoulder up, lengthening through the crown of the head. Back to forward bend, switch sides. Left knee bends, open the right shoulder. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And forward bend, clasping. Inhale, come up to standing. Inhale the hands over the head, over the third eye, and over the heart. Bring the attention to the central axis of your body. Step your feet hip width apart. Let's bring the hands on the lower back, fingertips if possible pointing up, otherwise out. And point your toes directly forward and begin to work your hips forward. Tailbone tucks under and the lower back presses away, lifts away from your fingertips. So find as much length in the lower back as possible. Lift through your sternum. The chest is vibrant and lifting up here. The movement is up rather than pushing the head back. Slowly come out of this with integrity. Watch out for dizziness. Stay safe here. And inhale the hands all the way up Exhale, forward. Inhale, look ahead of you, hands on the shin bones. Hands on the floor, jump your feet back in plank and chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few nice deep breaths in downward facing dog because we're going to prepare for the next interval yoga intensity combination. This is just a demonstration. We are going to jump from downward facing dog with, if possible, straight legs into chair. From chair, we're gonna do squat jump and go back into downward dog and repeat this 5 to 10 times. If you can only do it 2 times, that's fine. If your jumps are not very high, that's fine as well. Go at your own pace. If you can do it quickly, go quickly. If you can slow down the jumps, slow down the jumps. Let's get started. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump, hands on the floor, down dog. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump, hands on the floor, down dog. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump, down, down dog. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump, and again down. And repeat handstands, squat jump, down dog. Handstand jump, squat, jump, and down dog. Can we do a few more? Handstand jump, squat jump, downward dog. Handstand jump, chair, jump, downward facing dog. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump, down dog. And again, handstand jump, chair. And here you can straighten the legs, forward bend, clasp your hands behind you, and look over to the left and right, again relaxing your neck, shoulders, face muscles. Allowing the head to be heavy, decompressing the spine. Great. Hands on the floor, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, and we're gonna continue with the same sequence. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump, downward facing dog. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump. 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 This is not easy. Handstand jump, continue, breathe, modify if you have to. Back to downward facing dog. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump. Down dog. Handstand jump, chair, squat jump. And again, handstand jump, chair squat jump. To support you in this practice, try my L handstand interval training routine. It will support this practice and help you practice on your off days. And last, jump from downward dog into chair and go into a yogic squat here. Go completely into a deep squat, open the feet out, hands in prayer. Either stay in prayer or you can reach with your right hand out and back and clasp your hands behind you. Open the chest, drop the shoulders. Lift the left arm up. And let's change sides. Reach out and back and clasp. Open, look over the right shoulder. Press your feet equally into the floor. Don't shift your weight on one foot. Reaching up. And let's grab the big toes. Sit on your bum and open your legs out, straightening the legs, holding the big toes. Bring the legs together. Still holding the big toes, and we're gonna roll back into plough, holding the big toes. And roll forward into squat jump. Roll back, plough, you can touch your toes, and jump up. Roll back, plough, and roll into a jump. Roll back, plough. Sophie's playing with fire again. And jump up. Roll back. And squat jump. If you can, do 10 of those. If 10 is too many, too much for you at this moment, just do as many as you can. And maybe one more. Once you're done, come up to standing, and we're gonna swing the arms side to side, coming onto the tippy toes, side to side swinging. Let's bring the hands in prayer. Inhale, hands over the head. Exhale, forward bend. You can bring your hands behind your calves. Wrap them around the calves and hold here. Inhale, look ahead of you, hands on the floor. And we're gonna jump back into Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to Chaturanga, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands. Drop the back heel down. Come up, Warrior Two. Bring your hands behind you, clasping. Side angle with a clasp behind you. Open the left shoulder up, left rib cage spins open. Left hip opens. Reach ahead of you with both hands if your core is strong enough. Straighten both legs and go into modified triangle pose, reaching with the hands forward. This requires a lot of core strength, and come back up. Pivoting on the heels, switching sides. Left knee leading here, Warrior Two, clasping the hands behind, switch your grip. Lower down, side angle with a clasp. Reach in front of you with both hands if you can. Come up, straighten the legs. Prepare for triangle. Step your feet for triangle and lower down, hands reaching ahead of you. Really connect with your core. Do not curve your back here. And come back up. Let's bring the hands behind us, clasping again. Point your toes exactly forward. Outer edges of the feet parallel to each other. Look up and bend forward. Wide-legged forward bend. The hands are reaching away from your back and down towards the floor. Soften your shoulders here. Softening as much as you can, lifting the kneecaps, lifting the arches. Great. Release. And let's walk the hands over to the right leg. Lock your hips so your hips are not moving with you, just upper body moving. Over to the left. Lifting the kneecaps. Back to center. And let's turn the right foot forward. Step back into plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to Chaturanga, exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide open, tuck the shoulder blades into your upper back, pull the belly in, Mula Bandha. Feet are hip width apart. Soften your face muscles, look between your hands. And we're going to prepare to jump, handstand jump into chair. Coming onto the tippy toes, lifting the hips as high as you can, shoulder blades steady, jump into chair and a squat jump. Good. And back into downward dog. And there is a little bit of a playtime here where you can do a few chairs to squat jumps and handstand jumps in between. Kind of play around with it and get your heart rate going again. We're reversing the handstand jump back into Chaturanga. And now we're going to do 10 handstand to straight leg jumps. Try to go for 10, but if you can only do 2, that's fine. If you have to modify the 2 that you can do, that's fine as well. If you can do them just with one leg, that's great. Or even take small hops. We're tired at this point, and jumps are very energy consuming. Do a few more. Forward bend to L handstand. And when you're done, you can rest in low squat. You can round your back and reach your hands towards the front of your mat. Or you can go into a forward bend. Now, feel free to stay in forward bend, or you can work on another arm balance, bringing the shoulders underneath your knees and straightening the legs, titibasana. And lowering down the chest to parallel and then lifting it back up and sitting back. Grab the inner edges of your feet. You may have to come back to this one. Work on it. And soles of the feet together. In Baddha Konasana. And you can reach side to side, opposite hand to knee. You can bring your hands behind you, open the chest, pressing the knees out and down. Breathe into your hips. Great. Double pigeon. Let's bring the right calf, right shin bone over the left one. And you're gonna flex both feet here. Very important to flex your feet. Also very important to have your right ankle exactly over your left knee and your right knee exactly over your left ankle. If your right knee doesn't come down, that's okay. Just stay wherever your knee is at. Don't push it. You can do a forward bend here or stay seated. Both of these variations will open your hips. And here I'm doing circular motions. You can round the back, arch the back, draw figure eights, half circles. Go with what your body needs. Great. Let's bring the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Inhale your left arm up, left elbow on the outside of the right knee, twist. You can clasp your hands behind. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Keep the shoulders back and down. Lengthen to the crown of the head. Soften your belly. Exhale. And with each exhalation, soften your belly more. Creating space through exhalation. Inhale. Look forward and bring your hands on the floor. A variation of an arm balance. Side crow. And lower down on the floor here. You can walk your hands around your feet and end up on the opposite side, double pigeon. Again, flexing the feet, stacking the shin bones on top of each other. Breathe into your outer hips, thighs. Breathe. Either seated or staying in a forward bend. Trying to get Sophie to comply so I can finish this. Slowly exhaling, softening your exhalations as you stretch in double pigeon. And come up. You can proceed with the circular motions, with the fluid moves here, with the twists. only if it feels right. Great, let's step the left foot on the outside of the right knee. Inhale your right arm up, right elbow on the outside of the left knee, and you can clasp under. Look over your left shoulder, lengthen through the crown of the head, soften your belly. This is excellent for digestion. Excellent for midsection fat. I get this question so often. Twists are ideal for actually spot targeting certain areas in the body, specifically abdominal fat. Great. Let's transition into the side crawl, straight legs, arm balance, lower back down. And here you can bring your foot into your right elbow and hold here. Bringing the foot in and the knee away from you to further open the hip. You can rock it like a baby. Bring the knee behind your shoulder, straighten the leg, look up. And here we're gonna extend the leg and draw a few circles, half circles with the toes. And then you can bring your leg diagonally out and back and lift your leg a few times using your gluteus medius or where the love handles are, contracting that muscle. Great. Let's bring the right foot into the left elbow, bringing the shin bone in. Breathe into your hip. And you can bring the right knee behind the right shoulder, straighten the leg. Look up. Flexing the foot. Release. You can draw a few circles with your toes here. And a few leg lifts. Great. And let's extend the legs in front of us. Lower down. Coming into Navasana. And here we're gonna alternate and bring the knee in to the rib cage. Coming up and lowering down, keeping the belly in. Do as many as you can without compromising the alignment. Rest. And the next exercise is similar, but we're gonna bring opposite elbow to knee. Lowering all the way down, lifting up. The heels and the feet are not touching the floor. The head is not touching the floor. This requires quite a bit of core strength. Once you're done, you can lift your legs up and over your head, plough pose. Clasping the hands behind you on the floor in plough. Top of the toes on the floor if your feet are touching the floor. And let's bend the knees around the ears. This is great for the spine, especially for scoliosis. And slowly lower yourself down one vertebra at a time. Here, step your feet hip width apart, toes directly forward, bridge pose, clasping the hands underneath you. Either stay in bridge or you can transition into wheel. Toes pointing forward. Please do not point your toes out. Most common mistake in back bends is pointing the toes out, which compresses your lower back. Here I'm straightening the legs and pressing my chest back towards the back of the room. Great, let's bring the soles of the feet together, open the knees out. Reclining Baddha Konasana. One more time. Plough and Baddha Konasana. Supine twist. Right knee comes across. Right shoulder on the floor. Look over to your right hand. Switching sides. Left knee comes across. Look over to your left. And coming out of this, let's bring the right hand over the navel and the left hand over the heart. Knees together. You can imagine energy flowing between the hands, circulating. Great. And let's swing back and forth and come up into Navasana. Hands on the floor. Straighten the legs, forward bend. And let's jump. Straight legs, try to jump with straight legs back into Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Lift one leg in upward dog and then the other, keeping the chest open. And again, lift one leg and lift the other. This is very difficult. It doesn't look very difficult, but it's very difficult. Back to Chaturanga and downward facing dog. Great, let's lower the forearms on the floor. Spread the fingers open, pressing into each and every finger. Bring your chin forward. Walk your feet in. And you can jump back. Lowering down onto your belly, Sphinx Pose. Open the chest. Clasping the hands. Going into headstand. Only if you're familiar with headstand. Here I'm gonna open the legs out and go into lotus. and lower down. Child's pose, resting, softening the breath, allowing the mind to be present, aware of the breath. Great. Are we ready for one more headstand? Clasping the hands, elbows, shoulder width apart, lift. The weight is on the forearms, soles of the feet together, or half lotus again. Release the half lotus, back to headstand. Lower down L headstand. Right before you touch the floor, you can lift back up. And lower down child's pose. Great, come up. Bring your feet out by your hips and either sit here or lay back down if you have the quadriceps flexibility, the knee mobility to lower all the way down. Keep your knees about hip width apart and keep your knees down so that the stretch is in the quadriceps and there is no pressure in the knees. To come back up, come onto your elbows, then onto your hands, and sit up. Hands over the third eye, extending gratitude to all sentient beings. Release and lower down. Lay on your back. Bring the right knee into your chest. Bring the right foot into your left inner elbow. One more hip opener. Flex the foot. Changing sides. Left foot into the right inner elbow. Breathe into your hip. And release. Right hand over the navel, left hand over the heart. And you can breathe into your hands, bringing energy into those energy centers, bringing prana, vitality. And let's release the hands on the floor. Open the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. Soften your belly, soften your hips here. Let yourself become heavy. Take a big breath in through your nose and exhale with a ha through your mouth. And as you exhale, feel your body becoming even heavier. Let yourself be heavy. Let your body drop heavy on the floor. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Ha. And again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with a ha. Scan your body and see if there are places where you hold tension. Exhale through there. And again, let yourself become heavier and heavier as you deepen your relaxation. Stay here for as long as you need to. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.